What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gung-Fu Super Bros podcast, the number one podcast for Kung Fu martial arts movies and Wu-Tang Clan stuff. Hey, what's up, guys? What episode is this?
That's about right.
84?
84. Another morning episode. If you guys are wondering, this has been like our third or fourth morning episode?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. So if we say anything too crazy, just know that like it's not really us, but it's, it's just the fact that we're doing it this morning. Hey, Barker, say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Super Producer Stevens.
Good morning.
And remember, my name is Ivan. Yes, we are missing one of the quadruple that we have here.
Listen, internet, we heard the comments. We took the suggestions to heart, and we finally got rid of the loud one. Yeah.
Barca, we might have made a mistake. Just
what? Yeah, they said there was the loud one that wasn't him.
That chuckles throughout the whole time and laughs way too much.
Yeah, I thought that was him. He's like,
oh, my bad. Okay. All right, guys. Well, maybe we'll make it back with a certain group of people that didn't like us, but it's all good. Hey, real quick, I heard Barca talking about this yesterday, and I wanted him to give his end of the season review, man. Andor. Barca, you guys have been raving about it, saying it's awesome. I haven't not started it. At the time that you guys are watching this, it is the week of Thanksgiving. Luckily, the three of us here on screen have some time to watch some stuff. Not going to lie, it's going to be a lot of soccer. World Cup is starting tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. But Abarca, how one season, is it going to continue? Do we know? What did you think? What did you love? What did you dislike? Mexicans in space? Go.
Well, it's not done yet.
Oh, I thought the season was over.
No, it
one
is.
More
I think
episode.
we have one more.
One more episode.
One more.
Okay, where you at right now? How you feeling?
This is 11 of 12. This season was really awesome, man. Enrique talked about how it was just a very slow burn. But I feel that you get something that you don't in movies, right? You get a very long first act, setting up everything, setting up all the players. And I heard that they are going to show it on FX, their Disney channel that isn't the Disney channel, like the Freeform.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And it's going to be on Hulu. And so it might not be on FX. I forget what other channel. But they're only showing the first two episodes, which is kind of like, dude, you put that one more in and you'll probably get some viewers coming in, It's not a mature take. Like it doesn't. It's a serious take on the rebellion, right? Like rebellions, whether in real life or in space operas, are, like they're put in place. Like it's almost like building a brick wall. Like they're putting every brick in place to put up this wall to fight the resistance, and you see how it messes people's lives. Like you see Mon Mothma, which we know from the original Star Wars as many Bothan spies died to bring you this information. You're like, it's a throwaway line for the trench scene on the Death Star. But like she was an original senator from the Republic. And you see how bureaucracy has changed in the Galactic Empire and how they essentially have no power, and the Empire is just they are closing their fist, right? But as they close their fist, more star systems start joining up with the rebellion. And so there's a couple of things that the main character does, Andor, in this that kind of gives people hope. And it's like, wait. Oh, there's cracks in the armor. Like we can get to these people, and it's heavy sometimes. And there are really cool Easter eggs. There's really cool set pieces. Like in the last episode, Stellan Skarsgård, who was Bootstrap Bill in Pirates of the Caribbean. He was the Professor Selvig in the Thor movies. Like he plays both worlds. He's a rebel guy, but then he also is this art dealer, like antiquities dealer. And so they're smuggling money through his shop to fund the Empire. My favorite character from Rogue One is in it.
Donnie Yen?
No, I wish. No, you see Cassian Andor. He's in it.
That's cool though. I mean, that's a big gift.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker's in it. Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty crazy. And it's pretty crazy how there's a line in it that says that the Empire doesn't give a crap about you, dude. They're so fat and stuck in their ways that they would never believe someone would come in to the front door and steal from them.
Sometimes I think we feel about that like our own government sometimes, right? Like they're so big that they don't really care about
you don't see what's happening. You don't see what's going on. And so, dude, it's an awesome series. It's not, I was telling my brother-in-law yesterday, it's not the little kid Star Wars, right? It's not the fairy tale. This is like, oh, okay, the fairy tale exists, but if you just turn to the left, this is the stuff that's happening to the people and how the Empire oppresses regular people, the working Joes.
And I think I like what you said earlier, that it was able to take a throwaway line from the movie. And probably George Lucas has wanted to do more, but obviously in a movie, you're strapped with so much time that now they could take that line and make it, not that line made the series, but now you get to see why she says that or why they do that. That's really freaking cool. And I think you're right. And you know, I need to be aware of that too, that like when you're watching shows or telling you a huge story, it's not going to start at the beginning with the fireworks. You have to get to the fireworks factory and allowing it to give time. So for this one, you think three is one. Okay. Yeah. So once you get 3 in, you're pretty good. So I'm thinking again, I'm kind of excited about that giving time. I'm assuming this is not a one series shot. Like
no, there's going to be a second series.
Okay.
We see another character from Rogue One, which is Melky, which is it's the other guy. There's like a very skinny guy that's part of their group. So it'd be fun to see them kind of gather and find each other and see more of the rebellion. Dude, spoilers, the main Mon Mothma has to make a deal with essentially kind of a gangster, a guy from her planet who wants to be legitimate. And he's like, dude, I'll give you, the money you need. But on her planet, they have these traditions where they have arranged marriages. He's like, I have a son that's your daughter's age.
Oh,
and the daughter is indoctrinated into their religious, their way of thinking on that planet. And so she would be fine with it, but you see a mom, because in her marriage is not a good marriage. Right. Mm-hmm. It's a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage for show. And so her husband's an asshole, living the rich life, he's a mantenido off of his wife. It's not like she's the senator. He doesn't do anything.
Wow. Okay.
And then the daughter kind of takes the husband's side because she doesn't know, like, my mom's this badass that is literally risking her life by like almost like where, and then actually, you know what? In the sense that they're funneling money. I'm not trying to equate this plight. No, and it's like you have to give your daughter up for your cause.
Oh, that's right? A rough one. That's tough.
Do you give your daughter up to the Nazis? It's essentially what's happening, right?
That's crazy. And I mean, and like you all said, it's not. This isn't meant for like, hey, Brooklyn, come and check out Star Wars. Like, no. It's like it's not meant for the younger kids in the sense of like, this is more for us, and which is cool. Like that's what I said. As much as I haven't recently watched the last Stranger Things, I kind of dig that it's been getting older with the people that probably started watching it as little kids. And now season 1 is completely different than the last season of it. Right. So, I mean, and it took a while for this, but again, now we have these options. And if it's not your Star Wars, cool, man, there's a ton of other stuff that you can watch that is your Star Wars, and that's super cool.
They dropped another series. It's a cartoon series. It's shorts. It's short movies called Tales of the Jedi.
Okay.
Dude, Dave Filoni was on a plane ride and he's like, oh, that'd be a cool story, but where do I put it? And he's like, so he gathered up all these little stories. That's dope. You see Jedi as little kids or as their younger selves. Yeah. I've seen 2 of them, and one is with Ahsoka Tano as a baby on her home planet before she even becomes a Jedi. And then we see another story that has the young Qui-Gon Jinn and his master, Count Dooku.
Oh, that's dope.
And so they go to a farm planet again where there's more corruption, and Dooku. You see Dooku and the spark of the dark side of evil in him, and that was a really cool one too. So I don't know how many episodes there are of that, but there's that one. Studio Ghibli from the Totoro, and they released a little short Grogu cartoon.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that. On there yesterday. There's so much stuff. It's just like, again, I hope this gets a lot of run and a lot of love. And like I said, I'm excited to watch it. But the cool thing is, if it's not your thing, there's so much more out there to watch for it. So that's a cool thing. I think that's we almost get spoiled now compared to what we used to have, right? Because like it was that one thing. That's all you got.
You got 7 channels, and maybe something fun on a weekend.
And that's about it. Well, 2 things I got to tell you guys that I thought it's been awesome. Number 1, I saw the first episode of Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. I'm excited about it so far. Dude, Sylvester gets down, man. He's good in this. Old mobster, comes out of jail, spends 25 years in jail, didn't snitch. He expects to get welcome back with the party, with the old school way that when he went in, right? And instead, the old guy is not really running anymore. It's his son. So there's not a lot of love. And they basically say, okay, we're going to give you something, but you got to set up in Tulsa. And it's literally boom, right away. Like first 5-10 minutes, he's in Tulsa. And I can tell it's one of those that I like the characters around him are really, really cool. So, it looks awesome, but he does a great job, man. He's doing really, really good. He's a believable mobster, and I believe, and he's huge. He's a big dude. Those suits look funny on him because he's so boxy, but really, really cool. So that's a good one. But I was telling Stevens about it. I am 2 episodes away from the end. I'm super excited. Is The Watcher. The Watcher's been really, really cool. It's one of those things that it's all the actors are great bit actors from other things. I don't even know any of these names, but one of the cops or the sheriff of the town or the detective of the town is the bad guy in all the Adam Sandler movies.
Shin McGavin.
Yeah, Shin McGavin is in it. It's like all these really good bit actors that you always see in other things are in it, and it's just creepy. It's creepy and it's scary because it's like, man, I hope I'm never in a situation like that where everybody thinks I'm crazy except me.
It's just your neighborhood too, right? It's like where you move into and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's like everybody else like, I want to leave the city. I'm going to out to this much calmer place. And it's like, oh, is it though? Is it? I don't know, dude. You guys know what my fear is. I'm always like, ooh, I don't, because a lot of people are set in their ways and stuff. And it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like what's really going on behind closed doors and stuff like that. But I think I'm understanding what the creepiness is because it's based on a true story, right? I mean, they got an article from somewhere and they made it because of that. But I think I remember what this one was about. And I'm just like, oh, okay. It's not as creepy as it is just weird, but the neighborhood is crazy. The neighborhood is wild. All the characters around it and stuff like that. But I think you'll like it, Stevens.
I'll try to watch it this week because it keeps popping up on my thing. And I'm like, I know I want to watch you, but it's like a time commitment. So I'm like,
like everything else, right? But I just hope, and like I said, I'm 2 episodes away. There's so many things going on that I hope it kind of brings it together, and I don't get disappointed at the end when I'm like, really, it was. Wait, this was a Jacob's Ladder situation. I don't want that where you're just like, what the heck, man? So it's one of those. But also something that came out, and Steve Barker was talking about. Me and Barker saw this. I love this video game. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. And I'm kind of bummed out it's going to be a movie. But I guess they are moving forward with the Bioshock movie.
Allegedly, they're gonna create a world. I think that, again, a video game is a long-term commitment for most people, right? There's some people that knock these things out and you're like, all right, I'm done. But it's a long-term commitment. So you're invested not only in the main character, but in the story that they slowly build and reveal. And you get piece by piece the story of a dystopia.
Yes.
Right? Of a kind of a Walt Disney person or I guess Walter Knott, the guy who made Knott's Berry Farm, he was very patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
And so he, across the street from Knott's Berry Farm is a replica of Independence Hall next to Soak City.
Mm-hmm.
There's this. So he always instilled these conservative values. And so the story is amazing because imagine if a conservative person with a lot of money decides, hey, I'm going to build my own city.
Yeah.
Almost like there was a city in the middle of Florida. Like, well, the whole idea of Walt Disney World was Epcot, the experimental prototype city of tomorrow, a city that was designed from the ground up, where there is no traffic on the top, but on the bottom level, all the trucks, all the things, all the garages are seen. So already you're creating this strata, these levels, right, of people. We're going to be workers underneath. And so the man dies, and they're like, we don't know what to do, and we don't want to build this city. Like, that was his project, man. Like, how about we make a theme park? It looks just like Disneyland. So a man builds a city underwater.
Really the setup of Walt Disney World. Like, it was supposed to be a city before it was a park.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never knew that. That's crazy. Wow.
But this crazy part is that the Disney company keeps trying to make these communities, and they're not successful. There's a hotel called Celebration, Florida, that was the Disney town. And now there's going to be a Disney city in the desert.
Palm Springs.
Yeah. So I'm like,
interesting.
All right. Okay.
But in the game, like you were saying, what's so cool about this game is that you literally are taking this elevator down underwater. Yeah. And you realize that you're getting to this underwater city. And the whole time that you're in, this is how the game starts. When you're in the elevator, you're getting played this super patriotic, like, do you still love America? Do you believe in America's dream? Well, welcome to, is it Rapture?
It's Rapture.
Sure, yeah. Welcome to Rapture. And you're just like, yo, and it starts off right there. And then the elevator kind of messes up, and then it's just like crazy from the get, right?
Yes.
Like,
and you encounter these twisted people who have been genetically modified, genetically engineered, and they believe in the patriotism of Rapture, or are they the people that got left behind because everybody else got raptured?
Yeah.
Right. If you don't understand in the Bible, when the end of the world comes, all the good people mysteriously float up to the sky and for the rapture, and everybody else deals with what happens. Yeah.
And it's a great game. Super fun to play. The story's amazing. The payoff, the big reveal it all works. It works really, really well. They tried to recreate it with part 2. It kind of didn't work. Part 3 was another great game when they took you to the sky. That was really, really well done. So I'm excited to see what they do. I'm kind of bummed out it's a movie, though, because I'm afraid of not having enough time to really explore the story. Yeah. And if you jam too much into 2 hours, like, I don't know.
It's overload, right? It's overload. And so what are you taking out?
Yeah, there's nothing to there's nothing to take out. But like, the story's so good. Like the little girls and like everything just works. Like, would you kindly? Everything just works in that game, and it's just I'm excited, but I'm also really like, it's one of those things that you really like and care for, and you hope they do a good job with it. But I mean, in the end, I'm still getting a freaking Bioshock movie, so hopefully it's not like Doom. It works.
No, but and on the flip side, another game that we like, they are actively trying to create a Gears of War movie, I believe.
I heard about that. Bautista wants to be in it.
He keeps posting pictures of himself with armor and all that. I'm like, okay, cool. And I think that works better as a movie because I don't need the story, right? It's an action video game where from moment one, I want chainsaws and I want and people getting curb stomped and these monsters, and
I want the coal train. Woo!
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want the coal train. Yeah, you're right. Different games, different kind of style, but Bioshock is a story-driven game. It's super creepy and it works, even playing it. But realistically, I was playing it to get to the next cutscene.
Well,
where
yeah.
each war I want to slice some aliens up. Like as I like, let's go.
And
so
it's even so creepy that didn't let it at the beginning. It tells you to set up the black level of your TV.
yeah, oh yeah, it does that for sure.
Yeah, it's like, let's make
sure
it darker so we can be more immersed.
Yeah, that's a good one, Stevens. I think you would love that story because it is super creepy. And it's like, I remember one of the levels you're meeting with this doctor and all this doctor does is genetically modify people. And it's like, it's weird. It's really weird. It's one of those things of like when people have too much money and they try to create their own world, they don't realize that like you can't make anything perfect. And if anything, you probably go way too hard another way. Like you go way too hard the other way and it's just it's bad. Gotcha. But it's again, guys, there's a ton of stuff out there. We'll keep talking about it and stuff like that. But anything, there's just so much sometimes that it's hard to keep up. Like Steven says, right? Like I need a time commitment to do this one. I got to finish the other one.
Yeah, it's hard. And then like I realized yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, I never finished Harley Quinn.
Oh, the cartoon one.
Yes, because it's on HBO and I don't go there as often as I do some of the other ones. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never went back and finished it. So there's stuff that I'm watching, right? I'm watching that I haven't finished. And so I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of it. But okay, well, look, this is an early morning podcast. So my question for you guys right now is this. Favorite meal of the day. I know which one mine is because of how early this is and my stomach's doing numb like backflips inside of it right now. But what is your favorite meal of the day? What do you got, Barker?
I like breakfast, but for dinner.
Oh, so you like breakfast?
Yes, but I don't eat breakfast.
You like to come home, eggs, do the thing? Okay. All right, Stevens, what do you got?
Mine is also probably breakfast because I have breakfast, depending on the day, at breakfast time, at lunchtime, and at dinner time.
Yes.
Where like I don't like sometimes I guess I might heat up a steak, but I'll always put an egg with it in the morning, right? Like I don't just have steak and potato in the morning. Like breakfast I can eat all day, anytime.
All right, so then for me, it's breakfast all day, every day. But what is your go-to? What's like the thing for breakfast? Like if you could have that breakfast, what would it be?
Oh, it's just bacon.
You just want bacon with it somehow.
Put bacon on everything.
You know what? I tried a long time ago and I couldn't do it, and I still just can't. And I'm never going back. Is turkey bacon?
It's like okay.
Mean joke. It's like really turkey bacon? Really? That's what you're gonna say? Like it doesn't. It's like it might as well just go for it. Like if I'm gonna get bacon, I might as well get bacon. So Barker, anything with bacon, love it. All right, Stevens, what do you got?
Man, I don't know. I really like, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I really like a chicken fried steak with eggs and hash browns breakfast. When it's a good chicken fried steak, like some gravy on that. And then I just mix it all together. Like one bite has all of that in it for me. So
you just do the scoop thing where
I do. It's delicious. like my eggs and the potato and the chicken fried steak. That's a good breakfast, but that's not my go-to. My go-to is probably just some bacon and eggs in the kitchen or sausage. I really like sausage patties over links, but any sausage is good.
Steve's like, don't be giving him links. Be giving him a patty, bro.
I'll eat the links. I like the links, but I do prefer the patties to the links. Like when I buy patties.
But we make sure it's only 15 seconds of that before we get in trouble. I love all kinds of breakfast. Eggs and bacon, with eggs and bacon all day, every day. I could do that. Sausage, whatever. It doesn't even matter.
Chilaquiles. Look, you can have nachos for breakfast.
There is my go-to. If I can get chilaquiles, man. That is like my favorite. I think chilaquiles go so hard. They're amazing. I love freaking menudo in the morning. For breakfast. I love that. So breakfast is my go-to for sure. But like most of the time, like you said, it's eggs and like I even like going old school eggs and weenie.
Yeah.
Just get the weenie in there and just go. It gets the job done. It makes it happen. It's not a problem. But it is a good one. I love it. It's my favorite meal of the day for sure. And I want to make sure that we get this done so I can have my favorite meal of the day. So on that note,
would you have 2 breakfasts in a day?
Oh, multiple. Sometimes I have 3. You're totally
okay.
With that. I can have breakfast twice a day. I eat so many eggs, it's ridiculous. Like it's like my favorite.
Gotcha.
if I had to pick a food, like overall everything, it'd probably be eggs because you can do it in so many different ways. Like,
and what's your favorite egg way?
Fried, sunny side up. Sunny side up, like yolk, cutting into that bad boy and letting it do its thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one, which one I don't do enough and I need to learn how to do it is poaching eggs.
I was just going to say that poached eggs look so pretty and they're good, but man, I don't know how to do it well either.
You do the boiling and then but you have to spin it and then you put it in there.
I don't know how to do that. I can't poach an egg, but I've had it before and I'm like, ooh, this is kind of good. Like poached eggs.
I poach eggs when I'm cooking ramen because I'll add eggs to my ramen. Mm-hmm. So I just crack it open and put it in there so it kind of poaches it, but it's not as pretty because it's in the noodles.
It doesn't do the little like ball thing or whatever like that it comes with. Hey, is pozole a breakfast food or a dinner food?
Pozole is anytime food.
That's what I learned too.
Pozole is like Stelladora breakfast treats. Anytime.
Stelladora breakfast treats. It's anytime. Okay, I was just wondering about that because you're right. I've had pozole at all different times. I'll be brutally honest, not the biggest fan of pozole. I would rather have a menudo all day long, every day. But it's fine. It gets the job done. I mean, it is what it is, But it isn't because you have that at parties and you have it for breakfast. You have it for the party and you have it for the recalentado the next day. It isn't like if there's enough pozole, you make it happen. All right, Abarca. Well, just so we can make sure we get to our breakfast treats like Stelladora, can you let us know where they can get a hold of us and leave us any messages or anything?
Well, folks, you can, if you want any of our socials, you can go to www.linktree.ee /Gung-Fu superbros.com. You can leave us a voicemail at www.gungfusuperbros.com or call our Google Voice number at 6614-015941 to be part of our show. Don't forget to rate, review, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. New episodes come out Mondays and Wednesdays.
All right. Abarca, say bye.
Hey, mahalo, folks.
Stevens.
Have a great Saturday or whatever day it is that you're watching.
It's the internet.
Listening.
There's no time.
There's no time. See you on the flip side.